Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast episode 683. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Yo.
and Tony Korkanakis.
On Young.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers. We are live on Twitch. I just got notified, so because I subscribe. So please please subscribe to our channel so you can get notified when we go live for these broadcasts Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. If you miss these live broadcasts, all of our content is available on the YouTube channel as well. Subscribe there. That way you get also notified when we post. And the audio is available on Spotify, iTunes, and probably some other platforms. I don't remember what we signed up for. iHeartRadio, I think, has a podcasting thing. Yeah. I think it still exists. Welcome to 683, guys. This is a regular podcast episode, finally, where we finish up with our most anticipated movies and shows of 2024. There's a lot of limbo stuff for us in 2024, gaming wise too. It's going to be interesting conversations. I got a pretty good list, I feel like, though. But I will say, just a disclaimer, yet again, I have been sick the last 2 days. I'm now on the tail end of it now. It was just a cold. It lasted like pretty much a day, but my voice is a little bit raspy, more or less because I'm tired. I haven't slept well, so if I get raspy, I apologize. But I have a liquid here, so I will drink that, and hopefully that helps. So, anyways, here we go. Let's kick it off with what we've been up to. Has anybody watched anything cool? Because it has been, I think, 2 weeks now since we've talked about it, right? I think we may have talked about it really quick last week. I thinking back, Echo was such a great series to kick off the year. I keep seeing it advertised now. I'm like, man, that was a good show. They really did, and I saw the budget for that. It was $40 million. They did a pretty good job.
Wow,
with that budget.
reasonable budget.
Yeah,
weird.
They just released that budget information today, and then but what I've watched recently, I just finished. I didn't even know this was coming out. Netflix's Masters of the Universe Revolution.
I saw that the other day, and I was like, "Does Jim know about this?" But it was late, and I didn't want to ping you.
Yeah, so you should have, because I stumbled across it yesterday afternoon. I thought that I was dreaming. I was really sick yesterday afternoon. And I woke up and I pressed the button and I thought it was advertising for the new cartoon, like the new one, that I was like, I don't want to see this. And then I read it, I'm like, wait, that looks like the battle armored He-Man. I'm like, holy crap, like this is the continuation? And I watched, it's only 5 episodes. And I think it's really short, but it has a nice, really good story.
So is it a continuation, or is it?
It is 100% a continuation.
Like same voice actors, everything.
Same voice actors.
Kevin Smith's involved or no?
Kevin Smith wrote it and produced it.
Oh, that's weird.
He did not direct these ones. This was done by other teams, but I think he directed the first season. But he wrote this whole second season. So and he did a. I mean,
I like season 1, so I'll definitely watch it.
I gotta tell you, I will say I loved the story for season 1. Absolutely. This one, I think he took that and he could have merged it a little better with this, but he went very more He-Man style for this one. So not as controversial as people had said about his first season, which I loved, but it still got some new age ideas where you're like, traditionalists may be pissed, but I very much enjoyed pretty much. It's 5 episodes and it's quick, and it's every episode you enjoy. It's super fast. They're only 26 minutes. So I think that's pretty much it for me. But I know I watched a show last week that was like, holy shit, this is like another show I have to remember of the year, and I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what came out this year. Huh?
That's good. Good sign.
Yeah. So it didn't stay with me then. But I watched it. I'm like, I got to remember this one to talk about it. And I'm like, I can't remember what it is. But anyways, Corey, watch anything good?
Yeah, I caught up with, or I watched the Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 because I had watched season 1, and I was like, I never got into season 2. I was like, we've been talking, Tony has been talking about it, so finally watched it all, and I was like, wow, okay.
Right?
I know something mentioned, like, a lot of times these animes, like, they want to keep dragging it out, it seems, but this guy seems like he just wants to, like, close this chapter on this show, and it's like, yeah, like, oh damn, like every episode you're like, wait, what's going on here? And then with season 2 it starts off like, because I didn't really remember how season 1 ended because it's been a while. I'm like, why are we here in the beginning of season 2? But then like the context really helps as the season goes on and stuff, because it's kind of like a flashback a little bit.
Yep.
But no, it's great. I mean, they they make the characters stand out a lot, and everybody kind of gets a moment, but then also has like a moment where you're like, oh, damn, like we're not playing around here. This is serious stuff. So very cool. Definitely think it's amazing. But Tony mentioned earlier with they kind of work these animators to the bone here a little bit, which is unfortunate. But what came out of it is pretty amazing. So I would definitely recommend people watch it so that their hard work doesn't go to waste, because it's pretty cool. And some of the stuff that's going on in this is just like crazy, mind blowing, and I like that the fact that they have this character that's super overpowered, and they have a pretty good way of like making sure he doesn't necessarily play a factor in some of the stuff that's going on right now. So.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All
Strategy.
Right, yeah. All right, Mike. Anything? What? You're muted. No. Okay. Tony.
Yeah. So I mean, just doing my weekly shows, which right now is anime, which is Fearin' and Delicious Dungeon. Both those are really good. Highly recommend both of those.
Yeah, I keep seeing that advertised, the Dungeon one. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're subbed to Netflix right now, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, it keeps throwing it at me. It was like Netflix keeps saying, "Hey, you might want to check this out."
Exactly, and I mean, it's only one episode a week. They didn't do the Netflix dump everything on day one, so there's only like 4 episodes out, so you can catch up really quickly, and
Is it 4?
Maybe 5. Maybe
might be 5 because I watched there were 3 of them at MagFest, and the 4th one's coming. It might be 4. I don't know. I know that one came out. I didn't get to see that one yet. And
either 4 or 5, but it's just a really nice, chill, like feel good medieval, like whatever. Like, oh, we're gonna cook monsters this week. It's like, what are we gonna cook? Stuff like that. But then also I did watch. I was cycling. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, which I didn't get to last year. And it was
live action.
Yeah, live action.
Yeah.
Bumblebee sequel.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
very,
weird.
Very loose.
And the movie was all right, right? I would say like average. Like I had a good time, but it wasn't like bad.
I didn't have the same gripe reactions of 2 and 3.
Right.
That I remember. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
A couple of the characters I actually really liked, like the main Autobot this time around was actually Mirage. I actually liked him because he was more of like a Joker, like not like the Joker, but I mean it was like a jokester, prankster, like shoot by the hip kind of guy and stuff like that, which was refreshing because like usually he's Bumblebee front and center. I'm just like, I get it, don't get me wrong, but also after a decade of Bumblebee being like the poster boy, it's like refreshing to have somebody else like be there and stuff like that. So it was nice. I just wish they would fix this continuity thing because it's like taking place in the timeline. You're like, so wait, this is before Transformers 1, but after Transformers Bumblebee, and this is supposed to be like a world-ending threat, like literally a world-ending threat. And you're just like, how does the math line up on this one? And why aren't the Maximals in any of the other ones? Like they're just like, it's weird and it's
I
so.
They wasted them.
It is. It's so good. Well, I liked 2 of them, but the others were just like kind of in the background. Like I don't think Ronox even said anything in the fucking movie at all.
No,
which is so weird. But whatever, we'll see. I assume they're making another one, in a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like my issue with Star Wars is like Bumblebee was fine because it was the only one that went back in time, but now Rise of the Beast did, and it's like move forward. Like move forward with the timeline. Like don't be like, oh yeah, actually they fought like one of the biggest threats in the world like 10 years before the first one even. What? Why wouldn't they reference that? Like, it's just like, oh yeah, we've been on Earth. We fucking fought Unicron here. It's like, what? Like you just conveniently left this out. Okay, sure, whatever, buddy. Anyway, that's it.
All right. Let's get into some news, and then we'll go into our most anticipated. So I did put on the Raw news, the WWE news on here, because it kind of overlaps a little bit in what we talk about. Just because, while we don't talk about wrestling on this podcast at all, really, it does have to deal with the expansion of streaming services. So WWE signed a exclusive contract with Netflix starting January 2025, where all of their Raw, which is like one of the most watched shows on TV, viewership-wise, consistently, is moving to streaming only. Pretty big deal. I think we talked. Did we talk about it in our chat where they're going to a live subscription service possibly, or live based? They're trying to do like a live show thing. Is that what we talked about, right?
Yeah, we
In
talked about
Discord?
this. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just what I heard from the online news and stuff like that. People are like, "Oh, rumor is that they're going to introduce when this does start,
Like a
I mean,
live
Raw
TV.
like
is
a live
show.
add-on."
So like,
Right.
if you're gonna be on streaming Netflix, and it's not live. That's like a big downer for Raw fans, right? Because you don't want to hear about things that are happening after the fact.
I mean-
so I'm assuming it's gonna be a live show.
Yeah, it's gonna be live. And
So if you're
that's
gonna have a live show here, it just opens the door for other live service
Absolutely.
type of things.
I mean, $5 billion they paid for this, so I
Yeah.
can't even blame the WWE and TKO.
I mean,
Obviously,
that
that
is
universe.
Yeah.
What? Go on.
Oh, no, I was going to say real look. That is the next, area that these subscription services can grow. Right? Is
Yeah.
stealing TV market share because like fuck you,
Oh.
we'll get ours.
Yeah.
They've all been doing it except for Netflix, which is funny. Like enough.
Live.
Yeah.
Netflix hasn't done that yet, but everyone else has tried it. It's interesting.
Like, Disney bought Hulu for the live part of it.
Yeah.
And then I mean,
Amazon has some NFL stuff or something, right? Or
Amazon does the
Yeah.
live
MLB
football
too,
games.
I think. Yeah.
Yep, MLB.
Max has some live stuff as
There's
too.
a lot of
do.
Well,
soccer.
Max has the
So-
sports pack now. Max has the whole sports pack. Yeah.
I had a random basketball game that was basically the TNT broadcast live on Max. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I know like Paramount, like CBS does the live broadcasts on there. So I mean, it's interesting because like if you get a few channels to show up that people like for me, for instance, we only watch like a couple channels. We're subscribing to like a live TV service here, but we can move into like a subscription for cheaper. I might look at that if it gets enough of the stuff that we watch. So it could be interesting if they get some crossover stuff, but we'll see. I don't know, but it's a big deal because it shows just where the content's moving, like you said, and popularity wise, I mean, obviously their fan base is not entirely happy about this, but that that industry right now is that company, for instance,
Company
right now,
is-
in a
They're a
lot of-
dumpster fire.
they're in a lot of shit right now. So
Turmoil.
yeah, if you're not aware of the Vince McMahon turmoil, go look it up online. It'll make your jaw drop.
I read the headlines
well-
and I was like, I thought this was old news. Like I was like,
no, this is
No, I
the
mean,
lawsuit came
there was
out.
something else already, and he fake resigned.
yeah, fake
He,
resigned and then left it to his
he,
daughter,
like,
I think, or something.
He was
right?
like,
She was supposed
his
to be the head
daughter
of the-
left the company.
She was supposed
shortly
to be the head of the special
afterward.
counsel. She was supposed to have the special investigation council, which never.
Yeah,
went
yeah.
down
She
with
left the company shortly after, which was weird. But he just was a member of the board, but not the chairman anymore. But
He stepped down.
now
yeah.
after this latest one, now he's just gone. And also, The Rock
But-
owns like a big chunk of the WWE now.
Yeah,
I was
uh,
reading
also-
that people are speculating now that
also
Rock
have
is going to be
clear-
like the main guy for the franchise going
Well,
forward.
he just came back too, so it's gonna be interesting.
Right.
He might be wrestling again.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
I've said it. No offense to Rock. Good or bad, he's always about his brand. So I mean, this is a big
Mhm.
opportunity for him, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
I-
you know what though? Like he can't act forever.
pro
This gets him,
wrestling
if
background.
he gets into the executive, he's on the board. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like that's a cushy job it can be if he wants it to be.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, he can't act forever. So I think he set himself up nicely for the future, and like it's just the news coming out of that company right now is not. I read the court thing and the text messages. and
It's
I'm just like,
fucking disgusting, dude.
it's disgusting. I read the text messages. I'm like, this is garbage. Like this is absolutely. It makes you sick.
I
So-
don't. It's like his character was really not a character at all.
Mm.
The
He was actually.
heel
That's why he was so
character
good
that-
at it because he's just playing himself.
Yeah, it was.
It really makes you
it's like
question all those.
it's in line with like the ridiculous bullshit his character was doing in like 2000. Like
Yeah,
it's
it really makes you
ridiculous.
question those matches, doesn't it? Like the bra and panties matches they used to have in WWE. This is
The
crazy.
Kiss my ass club that he had.
Yeah, yeah. So it's crazy. But anyways, all right, let's move on. Sorry. Let's see. John David Washington is reportedly considered for the role of Kang the Conqueror in MCU now. As we know, Jonathan Majors is out.
You know,
I
I just feel like every like black actor
He's-
like in this
he's from-
age range has been like considered for this role. It's just like I don't know. It seems like every time this comes up, it's like that.
he's very
we'll
good
see.
in Tenet, wasn't he? He was very good in Tenet, right?
I didn't see Tenet.
I didn't see it, but I
like
just
Tenet,
heard-
so
No, I heard he was good in it though, at least. But
well, you
Alright.
saw him in The Creator.
yes, that's where I saw him. But oh yeah, that's him. He was very good in that. So yes, it's I'm excited for this if he's actually cast because he's very good, and well, I mean that's two roles at least we can back him up on that he's good, but we'll see. Let's see, Louis Pullman announced today cast as Sentry, replacing Steven Yeun for Thunderbolts. So Louis Pullman, Bill Pullman's kid.
Well, you tell me.
Don't know him.
Oh.
Looks
Yeah.
just like him.
I would guess.
Looks just like him.
I
It
don't
looks
know who he
just
is.
like him. If it's not any relation to him, I'd be like blown away. Somebody look it up. But yeah, so he's cast as Sentry. I don't even know who Sentry is, so it doesn't really. Sorry, everybody's gonna be yelling.
Sentry
at
is
the mic.
like the most powerful
He's like
character in
Marvel
the show.
Superman,
He's Bill Pullman's
Sentry's
son.
like-
Son. Yes, he was.
but
100% is.
unhinged because he's kind of cray.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
crazy and he's blonde and
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
I
Interesting.
guess he's probably he's young. This guy.
Yeah, he is. He's Bill Pullman's kid. Definitely confirmed now. And he looks just like him, so I knew you could just see it.
Mhm.
You just look at him, you're like, that's Bill Pullman. I thought it was at first, but all right. Let's see. Millie Alcock cast as Supergirl in DCU. That's the actress who
House of
is
the
in
Dragon.
House of Dragon. Yeah, she's just came on the scene really with that show, and now she's Supergirl in the DCU. Confirmed
Yeah, I
by
like
James
the
Gunn.
other girl I thut was good in Flash, but this one's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
We'll
this
see.
is
It's different versions. So
exactly. They're going with different versions. I actually really did like that version that we got in that movie, but the weird part is like I like to say wipe the slate clean and go clean, but they're not. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I
a
don't know how I feel
partial
about it.
wipe.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, but I mean she's gonna probably be fine in the role. She seems like she's pretty good. I only watched a few episodes of House of Dragons, but she
Well,
was
she was
pretty
only
good.
in a few episodes of House.
Oh, was she? I just know over it
I didn't
from.
watch the show,
a few-
but her character ages out of her.
Oh, they age out.
appearance.
Okay, so I didn't watch the time jump yet. That's what it was. Okay, they don't flash back. I guess they. Okay.
I don't
I
know.
thought it jumped around.
didn't watch any of it, so I don't know.
All right.
I'm just speaking off of what.
You're the one that watched House of Dragons, right?
I only watched 3 episodes.
Oh, I thought you watched the whole thing.
No, I just can't get into it. Couldn't get
Oh,
into it. So.
okay, my bad. I just remember you sounded excited.
No, I mean it's Matt Smith is in that, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
I like him a lot, but I still couldn't get into it. So
I mean, he was also in Mobius, right? Wasn't he?
yeah. So all right, let's see. Oh, that's it for the news. So now.
Well,
Yeah, we
one
get
more
into-
thing I just want to say because Mobius reminded me of that Dakota Johnson's like,
Oh
like,
yes.
Oh,
she
that
dropped
was
her
so-
agency after Madam Web's trailer comes out.
She made a joke on SNL. She's
Yeah,
like,
and I think she also said like, I hope it's better than what, like or something. She said something about like she like doesn't even know if it's gonna be good or anything.
It's
I hope
amazing
good.
how
Yeah.
it changed. Like
Basically,
yeah, go ahead. She basically.
I don't know. She basically said like, "Oh, it's all just blue screen, green screen," and she had no idea what was going on, and it was awkward. Like, that's the type of PR you want coming out of your lead. I
Mhm.
don't know what they're doing. Like, this is being sent to die. It seems like.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
away.
and it's, like also everybody who knows who Madam Web is doesn't picture a Dakota Johnson
No.
actor, actress, like age range, right? It's like weird.
No, it's gonna flop pretty hard, and I think the crazy part is I think there was a post that people are sharing now going around when she got cast, how excited she was to join the MCU. She posted and stuff. You're just like,
Oh,
I think that's what it
yes.
was. I guarantee you her agency was
Her-
probably like,
yeah,
you want to be in the MCU? And she's like,
Yeah.
all right, sure. And then,
hell yeah, of course I do. A
Yeah.
Spider Verse thing, yeah.
yeah. Then she
Get me in
realized
that Spider-Man movie.
she's not even in the MCU at the moment.
Yeah. The other thing
so-
is like I think what was it? Something they were saying like the ending's been like rewritten 5 times and
Mhm,
stuff, and like
Yep.
it was gonna have certain actors in it, and then it wasn't, and it was, and it wasn't. It's like what the heck? This just sounds like a complete mess.
No, and I believe they've added Andrew Garfield now. I don't think he was originally in the idea.
I
think he's
heard
in this
this
movie.
rumor, tangentially related, that Sony is really trying to get Toby and Andrew Garfield back for
Mhm.
Spider-Man 5 in the MCU.
And they're arguing. With
Yeah, they're arguing, like,
Kevin
you know,
Feige.
because
they're
like,
arguing with Kevin Feige over this.
yeah, Feige's like, it was a one-time thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know. Like,
Well, it sounds like Tom Holland doesn't want to come back to something like that. He wants to do something
Well-
more grounded.
Well, Tom
Yeah.
Holland said that he would come back, but it had to be worthwhile or like meaningful. It wasn't just
Yeah.
like for cash, basic. But you
But
know,
he-
I mean, these actors that say things like look at fucking Daniel Craig and James Bond. Like, I take all that with a grain of salt, right? Because like, remember when the whole fiasco happened between Disney and Sony where he wasn't going to be Spider-Man again, he like called fucking Iger up directly.
Yeah.
And like was like sobbing to him on the phone and telling him how much like the role meant to him and stuff like that. So like you don't go from like that to like, yeah, I don't want to be him anymore. Like I could see be like, I want it to be meaningful or something like that, and not just a shallow cash grab. But like,
it sounds to me he's on board with what Feige's vision is for it, but he's not on board with Sony's vision.
Sony's right.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Which I think he would have more pull to do this. So let's see what happens.
But I also heard too that. Oh, go ahead.
That's because he was.
I'd be okay if you bring Toby and Garfield back, or Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. I think they'd be interesting, but have them in their own thing. Like, it doesn't have to be a Tom Holland film. It could be their own thing.
Right.
Yeah. He was. I think he sort of got the vibe that he was like the least interesting Spider-Man in his last Spider-Man movie, so that might be why.
What?
I don't agree with that at all.
I didn't get that vibe at all from it.
I think he was the least interesting Spider-Man in his own movie, so
okay. Well,
I think that's why.
That's your opinion.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the only one in it for 3/4?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know, but it doesn't matter.
I mean,
That was least interesting.
Once
the other ones were there,
I
we're like, oh,
say-
cool.
I could totally get on board with Sony doing their own thing with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield as like a buddy Spider-Man movie with them in it without Tom Holland, and just do their own thing like a Spider-Verse thing with those two.
I think it is inevitable to see in like a live action Spider-Verse. I think it's inevitable.
And I don't think it would include Tom Holland. I think it includes those guys.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten more like Miles or Spider-Gwen stuff yet, because that's gotta be like with the success that across Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse has had. It's like and then the video game moving into Miles. Like where's Miles at? Because
they really should have announced a Miles movie by now. But
yeah, all right. Excuse me. Let's get into our most anticipated. Sorry, hang on. Oh, mute button. So let's get into our most anticipated of 2024 for movies first. And this is it's dictating. my phone is dictating on my app. Sorry. Yes. So let's get my list open here. I'll kick us off. This is not any like rankings. This is like a free form thing. I will probably hold my most anticipated for the last, I believe. But I'm gonna kick it off. Like I'm kind of excited for Joker. I'm sorry, but the first movie was.
You should be sorry, Jim. You should be.
The first movie was so surprisingly good that I feel like.
Doesn't he die at the end of the first one?
I don't think it's.
Doesn't he get hit by a car?
No. He gets driven away, and then the car gets like shot or something like that, or it's like, if I remember right. But it's like very questionable.
I don't know. Wasn't he like being like? Wasn't he crowd surfing at some point at the end?
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't think he's actually like gets killed at the end. I think he gets like rescued and like they pull him away, if I remember right. I'm trying to remember the end of that movie, but I do think that this one, the way that one surprised us all. I'm anticipating this movie, hoping it's good. I don't know. That's just me. I guess.
That's fine. It's a musical also, so we'll see
it could
how
be
that
interesting.
goes.
I know it's kind of crazy, but that's the Joker, so I think it works. So we'll see. All right, Mike, give me what's one of your most anticipated?
This is I do sort of rank I only have like 3 things, right?
Okay.
But of my 3 things, the one I'm anticipating, but the least, is Sonic 3. Just if it comes out this year, it's supposed to be December of 2024. But no, I liked enough the first 2 movies, and I'm just curious to see what they do here now going forward. If it goes full like emo cringe with Shadow, which I'm sure lots of Shadow fans are hoping for, but it'll be very interesting to see, and hopefully we get a little more in Sonic-y worlds and a little less of Cyclops running around at weddings.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll get. I think you're gonna still get a split movie. I think you get a split movie.
I'm looking forward to it because like the first 2 movies are good, but I just don't see how you introduce Shadow without it being super fucking cringe, and especially without Jim Carrey, because Jim Carrey did I know, but I'm just saying like that's not a good thing. Like,
I mean, it's funny though in a way. If you take it the right way, it could be funny.
Sure. But I mean, Jim Carrey not being in it, just he did a lot of the heavy lifting for the first 2, in my opinion. So he's like, somewhat cautiously optimistic.
Are we really sure he won't show up again Is
We're not-
Robotnik supposed
we're
to
not
be
entirely
dead now?
sure. We're not entirely sure.
I mean, if so, he's been quiet about it because I don't think he's said anything about being in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
he
don't
hasn't.
expect
He
him to
hasn't.
be, but
But we'll see. All right, Corey, give me one.
well, one's coming up pretty soon, which is Argyle. It's
Okay.
the guy that did like the Kingsman movies. It's like kind of, I guess, looks like a spy type of thriller type movie. So
Comedy,
I'm
too,
always
right?
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got like a lighthearted feel to it, so looks interesting. Should be
It does
fun.
look interesting. I keep seeing trailers for that, so I'm like kind of excited to see that one. But cool. All right, Tony.
Let me see. Pull up my list. I guess I'll go for the low hanging fruit here. Deadpool 3.
Yeah,
I
on
mean,
my list
we're
as
all-
well. Yeah,
That's my next one up.
good. I mean, let's
Second
talk about it. So, Tony, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed both the Deadpool movies. I mean, Deadpool 1 was, I think, my most surprising that year because, like, I didn't
No
anticipate it being such a
expectations,
good
yeah.
movie. Like, it was honestly a good movie with a lot of emotions. I mean, just the budget, what they did, like the whole, like, we only have so many bullets, like, so don't fire your gun that many times. So it's really interesting to me to see how he will be incorporated into the MCU. And especially coming off of Loki with the whole TVA and multiverse thing, which we talked about last week with the TV shows, and Loki season 2 is fantastic. So I'm really high on that one, and I'm personally tired of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but if this is going to be his last rodeo, then sure.
I thought that with Logan, so
I mean, that's what I'm so excited about.
This
It's
is
like,
what I'm
excited
saying.
about
Like
it.
they always say, oh, this is going to be my last one, but
Yeah,
money...
but when you get a chance to do like a buddy cop last
No.
ride
I
thing,
get this is
yeah,
more of a
also
personal
being a
thing
joke,
because
too.
like it's him with a buddy, like he's friends with Ryan Reynolds. I get
Right.
it, but
like I believe this might be his yeah, obviously this is his last movie as Wolverine.
no,
probably.
he'll be in Secret Wars.
He'll be in Secret Wars, yeah. But I think that this was one of those things where, like you said, he's friends with Ryan Reynolds. The movie universe, that universe is so fun. What they've built, you can't say no. Like you couldn't. There's no chance. So obviously he hates the training that he does for Wolverine, and I think he goes a little over the top.
God, dude, it's not to go on a tangent. We can talk about it another time, but like the stuff that these actors have to do to get buff for these fucking superhero movies is insane. Like if you look at how Hugh Jackman looked in the first X movie, which is fine, right? In my opinion.
Yeah, and
but
he was like 30 then.
Yeah, and he was 30, and like now he's pushing 50, and there's no way
Oh,
these
he's
dudes are
over
getting
50 now.
50, over
Yeah.
50, yeah.
there's no way these dudes are getting this jacked naturally, right? That's all I'm gonna say. But it's just insane. We can talk about it another time though.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. It's on my list as well. And Mike,
Yeah,
yours,
it's gotta be.
are we all gonna go see? We're all gonna
Yeah.
go see this, right?
If
I
I
plan on it.
yeah, I think so. I hope so.
I mean, you got Wolverine in it, obviously, with Hugh Jackman, and then like Tony was saying, like Deadpool's been such a great surprise and great like representation of the character from the comic books to the screen, and Ryan Reynolds just like leans into it so hard. It's just like he was basically born to play this character and has been
Yes.
in love with this character and wanting to play this character. And so when you see that, that passion for a character and it shows on the screen, you just want to see more of it. And yeah, Deadpool 3 looks to be like the magnus opus of this one, I guess, with all the merging of the MCU and Fox universes here.
Mhm.
So that'll be exciting to see how
Yep.
they handle that. I don't expect like crazy cameos, but I do expect there to be a lot of jokes.
Well,
No.
What's up?
Good.
What?
no good.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I mostly like Jackman's Wolverine. I've liked his performances. I liked Logan as a send-off, but I also don't ever really need like characters to never come back myself. Also, and it'll be interesting to see him in a suit for once.
Yes, his actual suit with the mask.
yeah. And I am a little worried. I mean, you talked about Vince McMahon earlier. I am a little worried this is like the Goldberg DDP, everyone who gets from WCW gets shit on when they get absorbed by the WWE. I do worry about that a little bit here. That's kind of my feeling. I worry that like they're just gonna shit on everything from the Fox universe, but
But they already did that.
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean they kind of did that Deadpool.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. They already did that in Deadpool. Like he killed.
Well, I didn't watch Deadpool 2 because
I'm talking about
I don't
Deadpool
care
1.
about Deadpool.
Oh, Deadpool 1 they did that. Did they do that one? No, you did in
They
two.
do-
Or was
they
it
do
two?
in one.
Sorry,
They
sorry.
did in two.
Sorry, it was two. Sorry, yeah.
It was
Well,
two.
well,
I'm
they did
sorry
make
you
a
didn't
joke
watch
about how
Deadpool 2. It was
Fox
a great
couldn't-
movie, but yeah. He goes back
a
and
budget.
kills his former self. He makes a bad Green Lantern reference. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
fun.
has Green Lantern is not Fox universe,
Yeah.
but whatever. No,
Well,
so
it's
but we'll
saying
see.
he's
Talk
making
about
fun
his
of all of
career.
his
His
superhero
careers, yeah.
stuff, and yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, interesting. Another one I'm looking forward to. I'm really hoping it's good. I'm hoping Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So I'm a
I
big
can't
fan
believe
of the
there's
Planet of
another
the Apes
one,
movies.
honestly. I can't believe.
There's always going to be more Planet of the Apes movies. They're very popular, and
I
the
don't know
last
how.
three,
I honestly
the
don't know
last-
how. No offense.
the
I just
last
don't know.
bad.
three, yeah, the last three were very good. I really enjoyed all three of those. Now this is a new team.
Hold on.
This is a new team.
Well, let me ask you something. Have the movie? Because I've only seen the. No, I think I saw the sequel, like the first one and the sequel.
You saw the Dawn and the Rise.
I don't. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have the movies been anything besides humans bad, apes strong together? Have they
Well, the last
evolved
one-
beyond that?
Well, yeah. So
They
the
have?
third one, which was I think it was War. I can't remember
Sure.
the last movie's title. Was more about the apes at war with the humans, but they both have their own problems with each other in fightings.
Oh,
And you can see the
no.
apes. You see the apes slowly becoming what the humans were. That's what it basically is.
Wow, that's
So-
unique storytelling.
That's
right
what
there.
that's what the Planet of the Apes are.
That's what
the
it
movies.
is.
No,
They-
I know.
they-
I just this is me being a hater, because
Yeah, you just live long enough to see yourself become a villain. That's it. So true to everything.
it is.
But I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do for a new, like, it's a fourth one. It's basically
This is the fourth
continuation
one.
of-
It's not the fifth one.
Officially, no, it's the fourth. It's
I only missed one. I
Yeah,
thought
you
I
only
missed
missed
two.
no, there's only three. He did three. Matt Reeves.
Was there not
So-
somebody else that did another one that I'm?
Not yet. This is
No,
Okay.
this is the fourth.
What the fuck?
So they're gonna. This is way past. I think it's 125 years in the future, if I remember right. So
Okay.
we'll see where it's at. But I'm excited for that. So,
Maybe
all
they'll
right,
find religion in this one.
maybe they'll start it. Maybe Corey. Go ahead. What else?
Well, talked about a movie cast. My movie of the year last year was John Wick 4. There is a spin-off of John Wick universe coming out called Ballerina, so I'm really looking forward to that. So
didn't know that
I
was
want to
coming
see
out this
more of
year.
that universe, and yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Cool. All right, Tony.
This is interesting because I don't think we even have footage of it, and I'm not even sure if it's gonna come out, right? Because of the actors,
Break.
strike and writer's strike and everything like that. But we are supposed to be getting an animated Transformers 1 movie later this year with Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime. Yeah.
I didn't know this was happening. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I
Interesting.
like Giant
I
robots.
mean, it's on the docket, right? It's supposed to be coming, so
yeah.
gotta.
I hope it's good.
No, I hope
hearing
it's
this-
good too. Yeah.
that's it. Hearing this, I'm hoping it's really good. Cool. That could be a surprise for me.
I think
Awesome.
Scarlett Johansson's in it too, or something like that. Let me look it up.
There's some pretty big voices. I
Yeah,
remember
like, that's why I was
seeing,
like,
and,
what the
supporting
fuck?
ones too.
Yeah, I was
It's
like, this is weird.
To not know anything about this? That's crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Interesting. Mike, you only have one more, right?
Yeah.
All right, Corey. Oh, do you want to go? You can give us. You go ahead. Give it.
I don't care.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's I'm most anticipating X-Men '97.
Oh, I forgot.
Waiting a little bit for it. Supposedly it's starting in March, which is soon. It's got delayed a bit, and I'm not sure it's going to be good, but I'm very curious about it, and seeing with a little more budget, consistent animation, how they would continue from the end of that show in '97 going forward.
Yeah.
Again, it's unfortunate. The guy who did Scott/Cyclops passed away. I hope they do a decent impersonation of him with someone. But otherwise, the surprising amount of the original cast, I think, is coming back, which I'm looking
do.
forward to.
I do. Yeah.
'Cause
So-
it's been a while since we heard Cal Dodd do Wolverine. I know he did it like for the show, and then like some of the Capcom stuff, and then Steve Bloom pretty much took over everywhere. And Steve Bloom isn't bad, but he's doing an impression of Cal Dodd.
Yeah.
But
Did he
some
not
people
do
don't
it
even
for
know
Ultimate
that.
Alliance?
Was
I
it?
don't know. I'm
I
not
don't remember
sure.
if he did that then.
Because I
actually.
know they tried to get a lot of the Marvel vs. Capcom people
Originals,
back
yeah.
for the Ultimate Alliance 3, but
Yeah. All right.
yeah, I hope it's good
sure.
too. We'll see.
I mean, I can mix it. We're mixing in some shows too, right, for this, or do you want to do it's
I
all
mean, I
together?
separated them, so
I did separate mine a little bit, but
Oh yeah, I just
yeah.
was in
Corey, give me
general.
another movie though.
Well, I obviously gonna be on here 3 years in a row. Dune 2.
I'm backing you up. I'm backing you up on this. My most anticipated movie of this year is Dune. I really, yeah, let's have it finally.
I have
No,
delayed
no.
watching Dune 1 just because Dune 2 has been delayed so much.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to watch it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Dune 2 is
like I know you guys talk great about it, and I'm just like, okay, but like Dune 2 keeps getting delayed, so I was like, oh well, I'll
Yeah,
push
I mean,
it
you're-
back a little bit.
Can wait.
I
Yep.
think you're good now. They're selling tickets, so I
Yeah.
think you can watch it finally.
I mean, it was done essentially. They just wanted to have something on the on the docket for
Yeah, I just-
2024.
I really want this to be a phenomenal second part. Like, it really needs to just be like, let's go, let's hit this thing, because there was so much awesomeness in the first one, just not just visually, but even like, it. I mean, obviously it's based on the book. I'm not gonna say it's like Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones is probably it's more like that. But it had so much cool little intricacies with combat also there, plus the politics stuff kind of things. The it's just such a cool blend to see this, and honestly, I will say that I don't remember reading the books, but I know I've tried a few times, and I just never got hooked on them.
Well,
But-
this book 1 is the only good book in the entire
Yeah.
series. So
Yeah,
there
that's
is
why I'm
no
excited for this.
point in my opinion, there is no point in going into any of those books, and because basically, like the hero of the story really is not that good of a person in the end, right? So like,
Yeah.
I think they were trying to be like the author, Frank Herbert was like, this guy's actually a villain, but we're gonna root for him. But we all just started rooting for him. Everybody's like, oh, this is not really, he's just a good guy. And so like he was like, I think you missed my point, so I'm gonna make I'm gonna write another book and really just hit it home and
Make this
turn
guy-
this guy bad.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
Right.
I think the first one's the only good one, and I
that's
don't
what I've
really
heard.
care to like. They're probably gonna do the second book, but I don't think they. I don't know. I don't like.
I'm
I'm
excited
glad
for
they
this.
took their time on this one. But this is a movie I think you really, in my opinion, you want to see in the theater because it's such a big production, big like scope.
Yeah.
Space
Yeah.
opera, and like you said, politics, houses, all these different, scheming, and then
Yep.
battles and everything. So,
Cool.
and then the sandworms are just like a spectacle to see. So.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's such a cool mix.
Mhm.
They actually have
And
some.
then you get that
fun with
freaking asshole popcorn looking thing. Do you see those pictures?
Oh
of
god, yeah, the sex toy, yeah.
It's like,
That's really.
oh my gosh.
There's so many memes on the internet now for that. What they're
Uh-huh.
releasing. But all right. Tony, do you have another movie?
Yeah, one last one, and this is just coming off hot off the heels of my number one for last year, but Godzilla Cross Kong New Empire.
Hopefully.
It's not going to be as good
know.
as Godzilla -1, but this is the opposite end of the spectrum where it's just
Right.
like, I'm just going to see two big ass fucking monsters destroy each other and hopefully a lot of other shit in between.
More than two. I'm sure there's a bunch.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Yes.
feel like this is the team up one because they were fighting each other in the last one, so now they team up to do something.
This
That's
should
what
I'm fine with that
guessing.
too. I'm fine with that
Yeah.
too.
Over
But,
under.
I
at
mean,
least
it's
a
one of
dozen.
those
Yeah.
like it's the opposite. It's like -1 was about the people and like this natural disaster just because comes in like a hurricane or whatever and just like blows through everything. And this one's more about just like the monsters just clashing with each other and destroying cities and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And you get
I got-
pink lights with Godzilla this time.
Yeah. Yeah. So not
Instead of
blue. Not blue. All right. That's cool. All right. Corey, any movies for you?
Yeah, I have a couple still.
Rattle them off
obviously.
because I'm done. I'm out. So.
Furiosa, I think looks pretty interesting. I'm pretty excited to see what they do with that. And then
Yeah.
obviously Borderlands, my most anticipated. Gotta be.
Goodness.
It's probably gonna be crap, but I mean, it's supposed to be coming finally, so I'm excited
I'll
to
go
see
with
what
you.
they do.
I'll go with you to see that. Let me know when you're going. I'll
Yeah.
go see that with you. Let me know.
Definitely, it's
Um,
I hate everything about it so far, but
Yeah.
I gotta. I mean,
I
it's
have to-
anticipation wise, it is the most anticipated.
You know what it
This
is?
my most anticipated.
Like, I've got to be there either way with you to see that reaction. Like, if it's a disaster, I've got to see your reaction for it. If it's
Mhm.
excellent, I got to see a reaction. So I want to be there. I want to be there for it. So, cool. All right.
Mhm.
Shows.
We can do them
Sure.
real quick.
I've got Cobra Kai. Anybody?
Okay.
Cobra Kai. Definitely looking forward to the
Yeah.
final season of Cobra Kai. I can't wait for that. Tony, you got one?
Big one. I'll just mention a big one. Arcane season 2.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
I didn't put it on my list, but yeah, again, because it took me forever to watch the first season.
No, that's fine.
I mean, the thing for me is like Arcane it was so good. I'll be watching that without a doubt. But like I don't know if Severance is gonna make it this year. I have it on my anticipated, but I just saw that.
I wrote it down too, but I was like, I don't think it is because they delayed and they were right in the middle of it when they were striking. So
they just started filming it. Yeah, they're just starting.
Yeah, I don't think it makes it.
I don't think it makes it this year either.
I mean, Avatar. I mean, come on, it looks pretty good.
Avatar, definitely.
I am pretty excited to see what they do with this.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a couple weeks away, but yeah.
Mike, I'm shocked. Mike, you didn't include Fallout.
I told you in my predictions I don't think it was going to be good.
Yeah, but you can't be you're not anticipating it. Like you're hated already because you don't think it's gonna be good.
I don't have any hype for it.
Corey's anticipating like Borderlands to be a train wreck, but he's excited to go see it because he's got to go see it.
I know, but I just don't care. I'll play the games.
I will give you guys. Let me give you a surprise before we wrap up this episode. We have a couple more. If you guys have more, it's fine. I'm just saying my surprise one. I think it's going to be really excellent. Is Shogun. So I've seen a couple different trailers for that. I think it's a Hulu one. I can't remember what that's on, but it looks really good. It's called Shogun, and it looks very impressive.
Haven't heard of it. Yeah.
Huh?
Haven't heard of it. So.
Yeah, that's gonna be the.
I don't know what that is.
Remember, I said it on this podcast. Just remember. Let's hope I'm right. I think it's gonna be very good.
I hope it's good. I mean, I always hope for something to be good.
Yeah, it could be a surprise for you guys. That's what I'm hoping. It's a surprise for you guys. That's what I'm hoping for. But that's really my list. Corey, you got more shows?
Umbrella Academy. I'm looking forward to the next season. I would like that show.
Is it gonna make it this year?
That's still going?
It's supposed to. I mean, it's supposed to be coming out, so we'll see.
All right.
And then just like Severance, who knows if it comes out, but it's supposed to be.
And Tony, anything more?
Real quick, Blood of Zeus Season 2 apparently got a sequel by the creators of Castlevania. I thought it was pretty fun, like kind of like a, just a bunch of gods killing each other and stuff like that. And then anime adaptations of Devil May Cry and Tomb Raider, so for Netflix.
Cool. All right. Anything more, guys? Good? All right. So that's our most anticipated for 2024 for shows and TV. That's a lot. It's a lot for us.
Movies and shows.
Movies and yes, shows and TV. Jeez. It could be. You could say that nowadays because they're streaming and TV. But anyways, that's gonna wrap up the Moviecast episode, folks. Coming up next, Gamecast. Stay tuned for that. We have our most anticipated games of this year. Can't wait to talk about it. We'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.